Hello, this is Alejandra Valenzuela. Thank you so much for coming to watch this video. This is my channel, Wildflowers Within on YouTube. I thank you to all my 25 viewers. So 25 of you, please like and subscribe. Make sure so that we can grow this channel. And I would so appreciate it. This episode, I'm going to be riffing off my last episode, The Dark Side of a Storyteller. So if you haven't seen that, I highly, highly recommend you check it out. That way you get caught up for this video. And before I did that, I also wanted to acknowledge all the new people. There's more than 25 of you, but I love to joke about it. I don't know why I love to joke about it so much. It makes me giggle. Like self-deprecating humor sometimes I don't know, I just find it really funny sometimes. But I am very proud of all the subscribers that have, given me a thumbs up and really liked what my content is. And I realized that not all of you have been with me from the beginning. So I wanted to give a quick backstory as to how this channel started and why I'm even doing this in the first place. So to summarize, long story short, massive spiritual awakening in 2018 in Brazil. Left my whole life behind and became a mystic nomad and essentially like a pilgrim, kind of living in Brazil most of the time, but also going to Europe, doing the Camino de Santiago, from France all the way to the coast of Spain, and really on this prayer to rediscover who I was, who I am. What am I here to do? What do I want to be doing? And the reason this YouTube channel started is in 2018, which was like, crazy year to break open, even more so. Like 2020, I fully broke open, like the coconut just went. I thought 2018 had been like the big. No, 2020 was, and there's still more. Even right now, 2023, it's still going on. I'm like, Jesus, how many coconuts can I crack? How many coconuts are inside of me? Anyway, in 2020, I was coming back from Bahia and I was driving to the airport with my two friends and they were like, Hannah, you need to do a YouTube channel. Just start putting it out there, start putting content. And I was like, guys, no one's gonna listen to me. You're crazy. Who are you right now? Who are you listening to me? I did not think you existed, okay? Truly. I was like, no one's gonna listen to me. And they were like, yeah, you can call it, what was the first ideas? My friend Carla thought, you can call it spirituality with like ale. And, it could be like drinking spiritual tea. Or I don't know, drinking tea and talking spirituality. It was like this cute little motif she was thinking of. And I didn't really, I was like, I don't know. But when I got back from Bahia, I was now in the Central Plains where I had been living most of the time. I went and I already had a pre-planned session with this medium and healer. And God, I needed it at the time. Oh my God, I was in a deep phoenix rising sort of moment, but I was still very much in the ashes, still like burning. I wasn't fully risen. So I went to this reader and out of nowhere, she's tuning in, she's checking in with people. And then she looks at me and she's like, do you have a YouTube channel? And then she laughs at herself and she says, okay, I have never asked someone that in my life. And then I start laughing, saying, this is crazy. You've got to be kidding me, because my friends were just telling me I need to start one. Then I see her, connected and tuning in. And she's like, they want you to be seen. And I'm like, first of all, who's they? And what the heck? Seen? What are you talking about? And she goes, they want you to be seen. And I'm like, okay, well, all right. So in 2020, I started this YouTube channel and it's been a journey ever since. I thought, I can't believe I'm still recording episodes and that there's more stuff, and I really like it. It has gone such a crazy path. I've been adding comedy to some of the most recent videos. Spoiler alert, there's no comedy at the end of this one. One's coming, it's percolating. Oh, those are the doggies in the house. And one's coming, it's on its way, but I need this one dress because the girl that I want to impersonate in the movie, I have a dress that's very similar, and I think it would be really funny if I got it. So I left that at my friend's farm, and hopefully it'll be in the next video. We'll see. So anyway, that's why this YouTube video started. Now, riffing off my last episode, The Dark Side of a Storyteller, I'm going to start throwing in, at least for this episode, some astrology because, again, I'm in a deep study around it. I'm fully intrigued at the cosmic dance and how I can apply it and use it to support me on my journey, to really know, okay, what's going on, folks? Because help a sister out. And I also do this for clients as a soul coach. I look at their design. I look at all kinds of different blueprints, actually, to help make sense of their world and where they're going. It's really beneficial. And with that said, Venus is about to go retrograde on Saturday, July 22nd, which happens to be the feast day of Mary Magdalene. I'm in a novena right now, a 9-day prayer to Mary Magdalene, really requesting her support and for her love and guidance. And with this whole Venus retrograde, you can Google 50 million articles on it. You can watch a lot of podcasters, YouTubers talking about it. And, Venus, the goddess of love, has to do with harmony, with, things that really bring beauty into our world, into all of our senses. And the contrast, as much as she shows us what is beautiful and what we appreciate and desire, and the shadowy parts can be like lust and jealousy, envy. I guess at the same time, she shows us what's not beautiful. There's always this tension between archetypes. When you represent something, the exact opposite comes to match it. And I've been looking at this whole storyteller inside of me that I spoke of in the last episode, and the shadow part of it that exists when I create these stories thinking that they're reality and they're not. And I'm here to really tell you that since I made that episode, this whole week has gone by, and I'm looking at my storyteller, and I really mean this. I cannot turn her off. She is so creative and like dying to have hope. She's dying to have hope, even though none of reality is showing that this could possibly be a thing. She's like, yeah, but what about this? And I have to sit back and I'm watching her and I'm like, good God, girl, your tenacity is impressive. I'm kind of blown away at her. I'm kind of blown away by how creative she is and how she just does not want to like let go. And I'm also realizing how frustrating that is. Like, it's like I'm a parent looking at one of my children, one of the parts inside of me. If any of you have done IFS work, internal family systems, that's probably my next place of exploration with my life coach, because she has a background in it. She's a therapist in this. And it's really about understanding the sum of all my parts and how whatever this one parent of me, right, the Alejandra that is supposed to create the boundaries and set the rules, how do I treat these other, I'll just call them children. And sometimes I'm really not a good parent. My God, I get so frustrated with the shadow side of my storyteller that I literally want to scream at her and just say, stop, stop, for the love of God, live in reality and stop trying to fly off to some fantasy that sounds better because you don't want to deal with the pain here, and scold her and exile her. And at the end of the day, in IFS, they talk about this. Who are the children that we exile? Because we just can't deal with them. Oh, good God. And as Venus begins to turn retrograde, she's slowing down right now. This goddess of love who's transiting the house of Leo, which is the house of the sun, our vitality, our life force, the plot of why we're all here, right? The house of the sun. She's slowing down, and now she's going to be going back. So all these Venusian themes are going to be coming up for us. It was interesting. Just yesterday, I got a message from an ex-boyfriend who watched my dark side of the storyteller video, and he said he really liked it and that he could totally relate to that place inside of him. And I got to tell you, it was so, as soon as he reached out and we were like going back and forth just in these messages, I was like, wow, this is so Venus about to go retrograde. Like, she's already in the field calling stuff in from the past. And I totally see now, looking back, like 20 years later, how similar me and this guy are. I told him, I was like, you totally have a storyteller. And that's why we lived a novela together, okay? A really good dramatic soap opera. It was just young love, and deep and so emotional and so turbulent. And yeah, I guess as Venus goes retrograde, I would just like to say thank you to him, and for the journey. I'm getting like emotional. What's going on? But I mean it. It's like Venus in the heart of the sun, you know, to remember that time when, yes, I was young, we were young, and we deeply loved one another. You know, just doing our best, trying to figure it out. So I'm going to be catching up with him on the phone soon. It should be really nice. Yeah, and so I'm just expressing gratitude. You might be feeling gratitude for like past loves. There's a catharsis that can happen during this retrograde phase. And I guess my catharsis, and part of what I'm going to be focusing on, is how can I treat this shadow of me with love? Because right now I'm seeing all the ways in which I tell her to be quiet and silence her and exile her, because her stories and creativity and where she goes, they are so, they are just, I mean, they're pretty impressive. They're pretty impressive where she can go and how she can think, yeah, but something's still going to happen because remember this sign, and, you know, and what this place of Jupiter transiting my 12th house right now, of the unconscious, of where I blindside myself, my own self-undoing. Jupiter coming in as this benevolent figure is supporting me. And what I'm realizing is it's not about trying to escape my shadow and exile her. The dogs are really feeling it. They're feeling this. They're like fiery speech. Yes, preach, sister. That's Winston, by the way. And So it's not about exiling them. It's not about us trying to get rid of the truth of who we are. This is the truth of who I am. This is the shadow I am carrying and that I have come to carry. How can I consciously integrate her so she knows she's with me, so she knows that I love her, and that I'm always going to be there with her. And at the same time, I can't give her the keys to the car because we might crash and burn. Is this what parenting is like, guys? For all the parents out there, is this basically what it feels like to be a parent? Because I am doing that work right now, just internally. And this Venusian theme of love and self-love, and really going back over all the ways in how I can cast her out that I no longer want to. I really want her to feel loved. I want her to be celebrated for God knows her amazing creativity and optimism and shock and awe and drama. And at the same time, there is a time and a place that I can use her talents really wisely and powerfully, right? Giving a presentation to someone and where the drama is meant to be on stage, in the spotlight, sharing from my heart, talking about deep revelations. And she can come in, I'll say, Mija, come on. Hey, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, your turn. Get on stage. And she can put on her nice little outfit and do her hair and basically sing to the world and let her and give her her moment to shine. But that's not the place I can allow her to be all the time. There are other times when this parent needs to come in and just be the parent. So that's what I'm going to be taking in and really focusing on and really setting an intention in my heart, as Venus is in the heart of the sun. And I'm a Venus Kazemi, by the way. My natal chart, Venus is at 3 degrees and the sun is at 3 degrees. It's not in Leo, it's in Virgo. But in ancient astrology, they said that when a planet was in exact alignment with the sun, that the powers of the sun kind of infuse whatever planet is there and kind of give it extraordinary radiance, like blowing it up to like major, giving that planet like the spotlight with all the solar power to come out of it. Okay, so Venus in the heart of the sun, and it will be Kazemi at some point. I think July 13th, it's going to be Kazemi. Good Lord. I want to bring deep love to this place inside of me. And it's a time for everybody. Everybody. There is deep catharsis that can happen. There's deep work. It doesn't mean that it's all going to be pleasant, but it doesn't mean it's going to be unpleasant either, right? Breakups, just as much as getting together with people, are going to happen, undoing self-love or bringing it closer to you. What's going to be your theme as we go into this retrograde? 40 days and 40 nights. I know a story that also has 40 days and 40 nights. Wink, wink. Like, this is spiritual. This is a time to set an intention. It is a time for deep introspection. And where does your heart want to be focused at this time? If there is any advice I could give, it is that. So I know mine is all about self-love. It is about this storyteller. It's about learning how to parent internally. And good God, I hope I do it. I hope I do a good job. I want her to feel loved. I don't want her to feel ashamed for who she is, or crazy, or all kinds of derogatory adjectives I could possibly name it. I want her to feel welcomed and appreciated and understand that whatever I do as a parent, it is because I love her, and I don't want the car to crash. It's no fun when it does. And I've gotten into so many accidents. I'm like, I'm still standing. I mean, that's probably the good news. I'm very resilient. But I don't want to crash anymore. I want to find harmony and bring that in. So with that, beautiful queridos, thank you so much for watching. God bless our Maria Magdalena on the 22nd of July, her feast day. I love you, Maria Magdalena, with all my heart. And God bless this Venus retrograde that is about to happen. Set an intention. If it is from the purest place in your heart, I promise you, there are jewels and gems to be discovered. Okay, thank you so much. Take care. Mwah. Ciao.